Welcome to the Blind Mike Project. Go to www.blindmike.net for all Blind Mike Project, Why Are You Laughing, and Who Are These Socials information. And now, a man who is definitely not blind because of prodigious amounts of self-love. Welcome, Blind Mike Geary.
I like that I work with two guys that still use www every time they list the website.
I know. It's funny because blindmike.net actually doesn't even work with the www.
No, stop saying it, everyone. Both of you.
Just blindmike.net works.
Yeah, go to blindmike.net. Thank you, though. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
I don't even know who was that.
Well, I don't think it was anyone. I think that was generic. That's on the fly Hackride. When we tell him something last minute, he comes through.
He's the best.
He certainly is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of the Blind Mike Project, but an unusual episode. This is this is what you get instead of vacation, basically. Things piled up this week. We didn't have an episode ready to go necessarily, and I said, you know what? The people can't be left with nothing. How about we dig through the annals of history and give them an old Patreon episode? Because you folks may not know. You hear a lot about Quincy and what's going on in the Quincy world. But listen, before there was Quincy, there was a little program we called TV Time Capsule. And that's where we do what we do with Quincy, but with a bunch of different episodes. It started with, I think the first one we did was the sexual assault episode of All in the Family.
It was a great time.
Where Edith, I gotta tell you, it sounds dark when I say Edith almost gets raped, but it was a doozy. They made, Norman Lear and the folks made it a lot of fun.
Yeah, they sure did.
We did the famous marijuana episode of Seventh Heaven.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites.
That was great.
And then we did a bunch. We did them every few weeks or so until I decided, what if we did? Excuse me. What if we did a full series like Quincy? So that's where we kind of adopted that. I'm dying. I should say this episode will be released posthumously. We're recording it on Friday, but it'll be released after I and roughly 15 others die of dehydration. So remember us well, folks. Sing our praises.
I'll be dead too.
But we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. But first, before we get into the episode, I'll tell you more about it in a minute. But before we get into it, I do want to talk about something gearheads have probably been waiting for. And that's The Speed of Light. Matt McCusker's new special is finally available on YouTube. Very exciting. So it was interesting because I thought it was very good. However, what was weird about it is, and I wrote something about it on Patreon. Go to blindmike.net if you want to check that out. But it's a difficult comparison because we were in the room. Me, Craig, and the gearheads went out to see Matt McCusker at Laugh Boston a few months ago. So it's not unfair because I'm comparing to sitting right there and listening to him tell the jokes versus watching on my television. But it felt like a dead crowd. It was weird because I thought his material was great. But it felt like the crowd didn't display that.
Yeah, when we were there, the crowd was loud, really loud, and it was one of the best comedy shows I've been to. I had so much fun that night.
He was murdering, and he has a joke about having to date after you get divorced.
Oh, so funny.
I won't spoil it. We loved it. We talked about it. Craig has mentioned it to me since then.
Yeah,
like we loved this joke, and it felt like on the special it gets a tepid response. Like it doesn't get much.
Yeah, I don't know. He also had sort of like, and I don't blame him. It's his first special. Like, he almost had like nervous energy.
Maybe a little bit. I wouldn't even say nervous. Well, maybe it's because of nerves, but it did feel, some of it felt a little rushed. But I still thought it was great. Like I thought his material was awesome. And another thing that I wrote about was that like he comes at being a married guy with kids, like being a dad, in a completely unhack way, which I found interesting because that's been such a thing that's done to death where it's like, oh, I'm a dad. Can you believe the old ball and chain? And I got to deal with my kids and all that. And I think he approaches that in such a unique way. And he pulls off like the vibe he has when you listen to him talk is like a young stoner.
Right.
He also has like some old man takes. So I think there's like something for everyone. I thought it was very good. And I don't know if it was the best special that's been released this year, but I think it was the best that's been released by someone who's not necessarily on everyone's radar, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure it's I watched Tom Segura's and it didn't really do much for me. So I'm hoping I haven't finished McCusker's yet, but I've seen it all already, obviously. So I don't
Right.
know how it gets further on, but just like the first 10 minutes, it seemed weird in the room.
It was a weird, and I don't know if that's like the audience wasn't mic'd properly, or it was a dead crowd that weekend, or what it was.
Plus, he did it, I think, in Philly where he worked all that material out. So I'm sure people had already seen it.
That's possible. That's possible. But he has enough of an audience that I'm sure it's a totally different group of people, you know?
Yeah, at least I don't know. It's not that how it was at Helium, right?
I don't know that actually. I'm not sure. His wife introduced him, which was a nice touch. And I thought the music was actually the intro and outro music that they used was really good. John McKeever directed it. So
Yeah.
I recommend everyone go out and check it out. Because I've been waiting for that, and I think it paid off. But like I said, it was a weird. It felt like, am I wrong based on the audience's reaction? So let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I've got these two worms on my hands here, Hackride and Craig.
Yeah.
Where they bitch about one another behind the scenes. They throw each other under the bus completely.
We've already talked. We're not falling for this.
Yeah, that's what I hate. That's exactly what I hate. Is then you unite against me. Like, that's the idea of the show. That's a smart tactic to take, so we get zero out of it. That's really smart. We've got a pact. We'll say nothing interesting on the air. We'll just do it behind the scenes.
No, basically what it came down to was anytime one of us does something, we just text the other one now that it's ready. That's basically all.
That's always what it should have been. There's a weird thing where it's like, I'll tell Craig, send this to Hackride, and he's like, I already did, and Hackride doesn't have it. And Hackride's like, Craig never sent me anything. And so I have to message with both of them. And then I'll get Craig like, I don't know what his deal is. He just lies. I think he's a liar. I think he makes things up to appease you.
Don't listen to this Hackride.
And then with Hackride, he's like, listen, man, he sympathizes with Craig. He's like, listen, man, I don't know what it's like to have a wife and kids. I'm sure he's a busy guy, but he's selling you a bill of goods. He's not uploading this shit. And then I tweet out, boy, these guys are bickering behind the scenes. I don't know what the hell's going on here. And they're both like, you're lying. You're a liar, Mike.
I have said that.
What am I lying about? No, you think the public gives a fuck if you two get along?
No, I have said that, but there was something weird with our drives connecting or something, because
I think what I've determined is now stuff was getting lost on me and Hackride. So I think it's something. I think it's a Google issue or something. Something's happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we've deduced it's no one's fault. I just like when air your bullshit. Don't kibitz with me. And then when I mention it on the air or on Twitter, no, Mike's a liar, guys.
I thought that was funny. I ended up spending like an hour and 15 minutes talking with Hackride, getting his StreamYard set up the other day.
That's the other thing I worry about with Hackride, where he's lately, and listen, there's a lot of stuff Hackride does that he does not have to do. I appreciate all the work he puts in. So believe me, Hackride, when you're listening to this, don't feel like you have to do more. You do more than enough. But I do wonder, he seems to be ramping up his own little, like, he's the star now. He thinks like, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel.
You think?
It's going to be the Hackride show. That's the vibe I get a little bit.
The vibe I'm getting is this is going to be his brain dump for shit that would definitely not fly over here.
Right.
I don't know if you ever seen the show Super Jail.
No.
It's basically like it was on Cartoon Network. It was a 15-minute show of just like nonsense, chaos, and all that shit. Like if you were high watching it, it was the best thing ever. That's what I think his show is going to be.
I would like. I think he's got an interesting brain. Like the people that don't like him, they'll like argue with me. It's like, but even when I don't find him funny, I find it interesting. Like we can make fun of it or whatever. Like I find him to be an interesting mind.
We were doing a test. I think he actually, if you go to his Twitter, there's a 30-second clip of our test just to see how his sound was, which was phenomenal. I was surprised. And it's going to be a lot like that. And I think he mentioned something about he's going to be reacting to the show.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which right. I loved that idea.
Okay, sure. Well, the one thing I'll say, again, this is where I think Hackride, I don't know if he fully understands. I am blind. I don't know if he thinks it's a bit or something, but I will get like screenshots. Like the thing I mentioned last week is he sent me a screenshot of like him and Ojeda talking. And I said like, well, just don't make him any promises. And he's like, relax, Mike. I think you can tell pretty easily. I'm not over it. I'm like, no, I can't tell, Hackride, because I can't see the fucking screenshot. So it might just be a miscommunication because I can't see. But I see him tagging me in things like Mike's buying Shuli's merch, which like didn't happen. So I'm like, stop putting my name in these things. What the hell's going on here?
His brain fascinates the shit out of me, dude. And like, I couldn't compose myself like that whole time we were talking. Just he said the most ridiculous.
Were you talking to the man or the?
I was talking to Hackride,
the demon.
The demon.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, he had the voice going. The voice is real, people.
Good.
It's his real voice.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So today, here's what we're doing. Hey, you guys got a mini show right there, isn't that? I'm sure that'll stop your bitching, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about this at all.
I actually think it's interesting because it's. I don't know what is in here. Are we good? Like, do we sound the way we do now, or is it a weird energy? I have no idea.
So this was an old one. I know I put audio over this, so my voice is off. Which it doesn't matter because people will be watching a television show.
Sitcom. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys have heard of this. I feel like we were pretty early on in the discovery of Heil Honey I'm Home, a sitcom that was made in the. I'm sure I have all the facts once we go to the old episode.
I kind of skimmed through it, so I might have some of the answers you're about to.
I want to say 90s.
91.
91. Okay.
Which blew my mind.
The year I was born. That is crazy because, like, you would almost think, like, oh, okay, in the 50s, you could get away with this.
Yeah. My guess was the 70s.
Yeah. So 1991, they made a sitcom about, like, I guess, what if Adolf Hitler was a wacky sitcom dad, basically?
Yeah, the premise of the show is Hitler and Ava Braun live next to a Jewish couple.
Yeah. So we analyzed that. So this could be interesting on a couple levels. First of all, I think the show is a fascinating dissection. But you also get to analyze me and Craig in the early stages of this show before we had our groove, before we have the great chemistry that we have today, where Craig will throw me under the bus for any Tom, Dick, or Harry on Twitter, just so people like him.
Excuse me.
That kind of chemistry.
I'd do that. That would be out of character. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, speaking of Toms, by the way,
we
got a reply from Tom Myers as well.
Another one?
No, for anyone that speaking for anyone that isn't on Twitter or whatever, doesn't listen to WATS, or we covered it last night. Tom Myers logged back onto Twitter for the first time in ages to address me. So I'm honored in a way.
Oh, we went over the DMs last time. That's right.
Yeah, no, now he's responded on Twitter and is like, my life has been so much better since I stopped worrying about people like this. Like, has it, Tom? I was there in Havre Grace. I saw what your life is.
I saw also one on the record. I'd know how to spell Myers.
See, he's listen to that, folks.
I
throwing Hackride right under the bus again.
Me and Hackride were in the chat during that part.
Yeah.
And I was throwing him under the bus in the chat too.
Oh my! What are we? Hackride, do you see this weasel? This is not the guy that you chat with and rub elbows with. That's not the guy you get behind the scenes. Is not the real guy. This is the real man. He's a scumbag.
I did it to his face. He said he doesn't. I think his exact quote was, "He doesn't deserve correct spelling." So,
well, no, but for search engine purposes.
I think he also said the algorithm doesn't hit him.
Yeah. But it's weird because it does in a way. Like I would have found us by searching for Tom Myers.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know, a lot going on these days. So we'll be back with a normal schedule. Oh, that's the other reason. Part of the other reason I wanted to do an episode like this week is we recorded on Sunday, and I would have had to record Friday this week, and then have a short week again next week because I'll be away on Thursday, which I'm now realizing, I forgot to schedule with Carl. We'll see how that goes.
And then the week after that, I will be gone.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a weird schedule for the month of August, and I look at it as, hey, it's vacation. You people haven't gotten enough. We've been doing 3-hour shows.
The only thing that might be affected will be the live stuff. I guarantee you there will be more than enough content.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be weird. We appreciate you guys bearing with us for the next couple weeks. But we'll figure it out, and we'll make sure you get plenty of content. Also, Why You Laughing will remain on a consistent schedule. The next couple episodes are Pee Wee Herman, which, by the way, someone corrected me on Patreon, and I felt it right after I said it. Every once in a while, I have a moment where I say something, and then right after the show, I'm like, fuck, I was wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
The clip that Opie and Anthony used to play of Pee Wee Herman was not the werewolf movies one. It's I knew the episode of 30 Rock it was. I just fucked up the clip. It's the screaming. And then he goes, oh, feels good to laugh. And that's the clip that Pee Wee Herman was in from 30 Rock. So I screwed that up. Thank you for correcting me on Patreon, because I felt great shame for getting that wrong.
And also, if you feel frisky, jump in the Blind Mike Project Discord. It's up and running.
Sure. Yes.
If you wanted to know how to find it, I still don't know. It's on Twitter somewhere.
Okay, well, go look for it, I guess. And blindmike.net, that's where you get everything related to this program. If you like this and want to go way back through the archives and see all the old shit like this that we've done, very early, this is from 2021, so right when we started the show. And you can do that, blindmike.net.
From April 14th, 2021.
Yeah, so 3 months into the show, basically. 3.5 months.
Right.
So make sure you do that at blindmike.net, or support the show for free everywhere you get podcasts, including YouTube, where you can subscribe. Memberships are available, so do that if you would like, blindmike.net. And you can support Craig on verygoodshow.org, and that's where behind the paywall he probably says a lot of shit about Hackride that he will deny if I ever question him about it. So see if you guys can find those recordings.
Me and Hackride are smitten right now. There's no breaking us up. This is a bomb that can't be broken.
That's great. That's always great for a show. Thanks, guys. All right. I don't know how this goes. You guys let me know in the comments, and we'll talk to you. And if you like more stuff like this, if you guys are interested in this, then we'll do that on like vacation, Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever. If there's a week we can't do an episode, we will release stuff like this if you guys enjoy getting a little peek behind the curtain.
Any suggestions you may have, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. All right, take it away, me.
Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Hello.
I'm home. Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Smile, honey. Because I'm home. Gee, it's great to be Top Gun, but it's nothing like the fun that I get when I say Heil Honey, I am home. Heil Honey.
Heil Honey.
Smile, honey. Gee, it's great to be back. Heil Honey, I'm home.
Oh my god.
Now, I am a big fan of shows like Arrested Development. Are you familiar with that, Craig?
Yes, I am.
Are you familiar with the program Community?
I am. More so.
Both shows, I would say the first 3 seasons, you can stop after the first 3 seasons. The
Correct.
first three seasons are awesome. But what a lot of people say the problems with those shows were the characters weren't likable enough. Well, I've always disagreed with that. And I've said, people just don't understand those shows. And perhaps that's the case with our subject today. As you heard in the intro, Heil Honey I'm Home. And yes, this really existed. So this was a show on British television that premiered in 1990. Evidently, the creator, Jeff Atkinson, I think his name was. Believe me, I've done my. People say I don't prepare. I've prepared for this one. So Jeff Atkinson is the creator, and evidently, he was between. His life was at a fork in the road, and he was between either doing a show that was similar to the plot of 90210. But Jesus was the main character. Or a wacky sitcom where Adolf Hitler and his wife, Eva Braun, live next to a couple, well, you'll see.
Christ killers.
Essentially, someone suggested we do the Honeymooners, and I suspect they may have been tongue-in-cheek, but they did say, hey, there's a lot of dated stuff in the Honeymooners. And I decided to say, well, what if you replaced Ralph and Alice Cramden with the Hitlers? So this really aired on British television in 1990. Evidently, they shot 8 episodes.
We gotta find them. They exist somewhere.
The other 7 have never been seen. So we're about to bring you the one that was aired and then evidently not destroyed. I was going to say destroyed. Apparently not, but I assume they did their best to have this never see the light of day. But sure enough, it did. And so I guess let's just start, unless you have any opening thoughts here, Craig.
So is this like going to be like one of those like Hitler's going to be in his backyard mulching? Like, is it like that kind of shit?
You're not far off.
Oh, God. That is brutal.
Hey, satire can sometimes bring tragedy over to the side of comedy, when it's done well. So we'll see. Maybe Heil Honey I'm Home.
No,
which is a play on Hi Honey I'm Home. That's what when I was on Wikipedia, it said don't confuse this with Hi Honey I'm Home. Which I'm sure the creators of that were always very worried.
Now, is this like in a world where the Holocaust didn't happen? Like he just decided not to do it?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
This takes place in Germany, seemingly mid-Holocaust.
Oh. Oh, good. Okay.
Now remember, folks, we did not write this. We're merely observing. And, if we don't observe history, it's doomed to repeat itself. So let's...
I probably apologize for several jokes I'm going to make during this as well.
Yeah, what I was going to say to you, I am thinking of possibly putting this one up on YouTube at some point.
Yeah.
So tread lightly.
Okay. It's probably great. It's going to be tough.
I understand. Believe me. So let's dive in here. That, of course, was the intro, which I'll give them this. They're obviously going for parody.
Oh yeah.
Now they may miss. I believe I saw that the opening was a parody of Bewitched, I think they said.
Really?
So yeah, I'm not familiar with the program, but just let's dive in here.
Just Hitler shaking his nose and
he can grant wishes. That's the payoff in this.
His mustache moves and you don't have to get on the train.
He granted wishes to some people, if you think about it.
I'm very excited for this. Typically, I watch these before we do them, but I didn't have time today, so I'm excited.
Okay, but believe me, it's all right.
Yeah, no, I figured this was one I don't need to.
I watched it enough for the both of us.
You studied it.
Heil Honey I'm Home!
In case it wasn't on the nose enough. You understand that a Nazi would say Heil.
What did I do now? Oh, tonight you were making schnitzel. What a jerk! You must be real mad at me,
Seems
honey.
like I Love Lucy.
I'm a very, very bad Hitler.
Don't touch me. You've been late for your dinner every night this week.
Ava, babe.
Pause. So as we go through this, my favorite part about it is Hitler, as you can see, is kind of a lovable schmuck. But Ava is a real raging bitch.
It's all her fault.
So they kept that theme of the lady not taking any guff and the guy being kind of a putz. But the entire time it is just Hitler and Ava Braun.
We missed a golden opportunity to make this super uncomfortable and have like Adam on this one.
Well, listen, I'm sure it'll be just as uncomfortable watching.
Probably. Just us two cackling at these.
We're laughing at the absurdity,
yeah,
of course.
we're laughing at the fact that this was created and everyone was like, no, this is a great idea.
So that's what I want to know. We may never get through this, folks. I apologize. What I want to know is, like, it seems like a sketch idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're doing a sketch where a couple of Jewish people move in next door to Hitler, I could see where that would be funny. I'm wondering, like, that's why I would love to see the other 7 episodes. Like, okay, we've set up that it's a wacky world where Hitler has to live next to Jews who he tolerates for some reason.
I feel like,
You know, I don't know if you know a lot about Hitler. He didn't put up with a lot of guff from people he didn't care for.
I'm more curious who advertised on this. Like Volkswagen.
Oh, great question.
Volkswagen, like Johnsonville Brats.
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we could find that anywhere.
I'll talk about it in post.
Yeah, see if you can find that while we're playing it.
I'll find it.
Yeah, so it does. It seems like it could be a modest sketch idea. What I'd love to know is what they do beyond this, because he just walked in the door, and we've kind of already killed the idea that this is the Fuhrer himself.
You're a bad Hitler. You're so bad.
But let's get back to Ava giving him the business here.
I'm a busy man. I can't just walk off the job at 5 o'clock.
On Monday, you had to meet with Goebbels. On Tuesday, von Ribbentrop. On Wednesday, Klaus Katzenjammer. Who's Klaus Katzenjammer?
He's my tailor. You should see the tux, honey.
You see, everyone's more important.
So I think this is kind of like, you know, when you're watching Mad Men, and they mention historical figures, or like what's his name, fucking Hilton is in it, and you're like, oh, that's a little slice of history. That's kind of what this is. You know, they throw out Goebbels and
It's just so. This was definitely made in America and vetoed. Like you can hear it.
That's why I was kind of bummed when I saw it was UK, because I thought it was going to be like over the top British accents or something.
Oh God, it would have been very racist if it was made over there.
Wouldn't you know? None of these actors went on to a lot of success.
Hitler.
In fact, I think the guy that played Hitler, one of them, it might have been the other guy, but one of them, this is the last thing that they did in acting.
What a legacy.
They died not long after.
What a legacy.
So, all right. Yeah. So we get a little piece of history. They mention history, and we're going to see at some point a historical figure.
Oh, I hope there's not.
Other than the Fuhrer.
I really do hope there's no like footage of Hitler at work. Like at his 9 to 5.
There are some lines that are like, hey, I can't just knock off at 5. Like, that's kind of funny, I guess. Which again, maybe it would work for a sketch.
Remember, the absurdity is funny, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course, that's what I mean. Yes.
In Germany, but I knew you when you were just a house painter.
Boy, this is going to be some night. Come on, honey. Don't get sour.
And don't think you can smooch around me like that, Adolf Hitler.
Hey, you want to know a secret? Tomorrow, I got Neville Chamberlain coming over here.
Ooh.
You got the Prime Minister of England coming over here to the apartment tomorrow, and you don't tell me
Hitler's
so I can
got
get
an
something out of
apartment.
the icebox?
Hey, honey, if you're going to get on my back about everything, I'm not going to tell you why.
I didn't even really catch that part. I thought they were in a house.
It's Czechoslovakia. it, didn't you? You finally went one step too far, Mr. Big Shot. Well, don't say
picturing
I
this
didn't
guy.
warn you. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Could you rewind like 30 seconds? I think we might have missed something.
I'm just picturing this guy being like, "Mom, I'm finally gonna make it. I got on a sitcom. I'm the lead.
I'm playing Hitler.
I'm the lead on the show."
That's so another thing they threw out, like just trying to save face. They were like, well, 3 of the 4 cast members are Jewish. And it's like, okay, but
better.
That doesn't really. Okay, so the over-the-top Jews that we're going to bring in are playing into the stereotype. I'm glad we know that.
Yeah, they even told Hitler to actually hit him.
I got Neville Chamberlain coming over here.
Tomorrow? You got the Prime Minister of England coming over here to the apartment tomorrow, and you don't tell me so I can get something out of the icebox?
All right, honey, if you're going to get on my back about everything, I'm not going to tell you why he's coming.
You don't need to tell me why. I know why. It's Czechoslovakia. You finally did it.
You remember the genocide?
One step too far, Mr. Big Shot. Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Okay, Ava, you were right, I was wrong. I'll show him around the town, we'll have a few beers. He'll forget about Czechoslovakia. He'll think, hey, this Adolf Hitler is a regular guy.
Now again,
Someone... Oh my God.
Again, when Ralph Cramden would deliver that line, he'd say he's just a regular Joe. He's a bus driver, likes to bowl. He's just a regular schmuck that knocks off at 5 p.m. The audience cannot escape the fact that this is Adolf Hitler making these jokes, which I'll admit adds a level of humor to it. It makes it slightly less cliche sitcom, I guess.
By the way, I've been looking up as we've been doing this. I don't see anything for advertising, and it's probably for the best.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would throw that out there.
I'm praying there's like accidental like commercial slips in this from whoever edited it.
There is not, at least not that I saw.
No.
Just relax. Here comes the tickle monster.
That caterpillar mustache.
You're so silly.
We called each other when we first started dating.
Oh, no. You were Mr. Sausage, and I was your hoochie coochie girl.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Smoochy, smoochy, smoochy. Hoochie, coochie, coochie. You're my little black girl.
Now we've just completely lost any sense of... Now Hitler and Ava are just singing together for seemingly no reason.
It's the Goldensteins.
Okay,
I don't want
so
the touches to know about
in case you were worried that it was going to be offensive, yes, the Goldensteins may sound a little offensive, but just note that their first options were Dreidel and Menorah matzo ball. They thought, what's the most offensive name we could go with? The Goldensteins.
Oh, this might be the best bit of television I've ever seen in my life. Not for the content, for just the fact that it was made. Gotta make that very clear.
Hitler, what I like about it is it's Hitler. They're acknowledging that he has committed horrible atrocities. Yet these 2 pests next door, for whatever reason, he can't bring himself to knock them off.
I imagined it was just like a world where Hitler just got real into painting and never, like world domination, just still didn't like the Jews, but he kept it kind of to himself.
This is Hitler at his peak. This is what they call vintage Hitler.
He's got Hitler in his prime.
This is when he was really kicking some ass.
The Euro MVP that year was
this is season 1 Hitler.
This is kind of like Cullen when you start in season 3. Like he's definitely advanced past season 1 at this point. Right. Season 1 is him in jail writing Mein Kampf.
England. You saw the way they were when the Mussolinis were over here. They snuck by the apartment every 5 minutes.
Well, so if we don't tell them about Chamberlain, how will they know?
Are you kidding? They always know. When I finally get to invade Poland, who'll be the first to know? The Poles? No, Rosa Goldenstein.
Oh, those nosy Jews.
Hitler's having another fight. Will you call the landlord?
Dude, this is a pretty nice apartment for a Jew during the
What do
Holocaust.
I get? I get the Hitler's.
Next to Hitler, no less.
He didn't want to get kicked out of his apartment building.
I'd like you to see the subtlety with which they let you know they're Jewish.
What did happen to the glamour? Where did the romance go?
How do I know where you put things? I can't even find my shirts. Honey, will you stop spraying that stuff? It smells funny. Gives the bird hay fever.
They were hoping for Judd Hirsch from Independence Day, but they settled for this actor.
Hey, Rosa, say what you like about me. But leave the bird out of this. Say, what's going on here? Fresh flowers? Fresh coffee? What did you buy, Rosa, huh? New dress? No, don't tell me. I gotta take a seltzer first.
I didn't buy anything.
Oi!
Your mother's coming?
Their whole family's their whole family is probably dead. They're living across the hall from Hitler, and they're just like, "Hey, what's up?" Like life's
jerk. This guy's a real crumb bum.
Uncle Al went missing. I kind of suspect my neighbor is the reason.
Well, so now we're getting into the territory where it just devolves into, like, they kind of lose. I mean, it's still Hitler, don't get me wrong, but it kind of just becomes a poorly written sitcom at this point.
Say it, Arnie.
Okay. I hate your mother.
That is a classic.
I can't believe you just.
I'm glad they avoided all the stereotypes.
Watch the lips. I hate your
It's
mother.
Jewish mothers, you know, you can't get past
That's why she's not coming.
They got
So your mother's
bagels.
not coming.
No, my mother is not coming.
She's been missing for 3 months.
It's coming.
Oh.
She got on the train. We haven't seen her since.
Kid who comes around here and scares the cockroaches?
Arnie, give the kid a break, huh? She's 22 years old and she's still not dating. I figured maybe if she came up here to Berlin, she might meet somebody.
I think I got an
You
idea
kidding?
where this is
Berlin?
going.
The only place she's gonna get a date round here is in one of them cabaret clubs where the guys dress funny.
Nice shot at the gays for
You think the guy doesn't
no
get
real
enough
reason.
chances to argue at work without bringing it home with him?
You can't just pound on the Jews this whole
What
sitcom.
happened to us? Once we had something so pure, so wonderful, so fresh, Arnie. What happened to it?
You spent it all.
You know, Jews and their money.
Okay, Ava, gotta go. Gotta get to the Reichstag.
Go get him, Tiger.
I love you, Berlin! You knuckleheads!
Oh, Jesus
When Chamberlain comes by tonight, get yourself
Knuckles.
No, they just. You know, you ever see the footage of Hitler on the balcony, like yelling
Sure, I
at?
watch it every night.
I don't know if you've ever watched History Channel or whatever.
No, I know.
But he literally just opened that door, and that balcony is what's there, and he just screamed with his arm out at the city.
See, I miss the subtleties like that. I miss a lot of the visual gags.
That is fucking not funny at all. Oh, Jesus.
It's wild.
I'm going to rewind it for the people watching at home.
And again, I'd like to remind you, the Jewish man next door is the antagonist. Let's not forget who the hero of this story is.
Someone definitely won like a multi-million-dollar bet. They'll be like, I bet I can get this on the air.
No, I'm going to write it. I'm going to pitch it to him. I swear. I'll do it.
Someone like of Spielberg's clout who just gets a yes no matter what.
Oh, Bull, you're not going to walk in there and say you want to do a Hitler sitcom. Oh, you don't think I'll do it?
You triple dog dare me? But yeah, everyone watching at home, watch the banister and just watch him yell at the fucking city like he
Please.
used to do.
Go get him, Tiger.
I love you, Berlin! You knuckleheads! When Chamberlain comes by tonight, get yourself
like paying homage to history,
You know, show him a little bit of that Gucci
accurate.
girl magic. Remember, don't tell Rosa Goldenstein. Okay, I'm out of here.
Hey, hi, Adolf. Say, you got the car? Only I'm running a little late. It's not a problem. I'll pay for the gasoline.
I guess revolvers didn't exist.
Hi, Ava. Hi, Hi, honey.
This is Rose.
Jesus. Just
Having a good
stereotypes
time
left
in
and
Berlin,
right.
honey?
Oh yeah.
No, not really.
She's got stuffy nose. No way.
Things while you're here in Berlin? I don't think so.
You want to go?
You would think if there was going to be
Watch the bird
commentary,
spin around on its little wheel.
that the Jewish people would not be the enemy, but you'd be rooting for them.
Gosh,
They'd
she's
just be
a
hiding in their
wet.
pantry the whole
Tell
time.
me about it. Say, Ava, did Arnie and I disturb you last night?
No, honey.
You have to be afraid
No,
to
I
shower
thought
if you
not.
live next door to him.
That's what I was gonna say. He just reroutes the plumbing. Yeah, did we disturb you last night, Ava?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. They never worry he's up to something. They're very brazen with Hitler.
Why is this soap glowing? What's in here?
Disturb no one no more. We're so dull, even the bird complains we get him down. Imagine that. A neurotic canary.
Honey, say, do you think just about the most important person in Europe would like my meatloaf?
Just about the most important person in Europe is coming here.
Gee, did I say that? Me and my big mouth. Adolf will kill me. I wouldn't say anything.
That deserved a laugh.
That was the only thing that didn't get a laugh.
I understand. You gotta keep zipped. I respect that.
You do? So, do you think just about the most important person in Europe likes chocolate chip cookies? Oh, gee, look at me. There I go again, flapping my gums.
So, this is completely devoid of commentary about the Holocaust or Nazis or anti-Semitism. There is no commentary. It's just, here's Hitler, and now we're writing the honeymooners.
I wish
very
she just.
poorly.
I wish she just kept everything vague. She's just like, the most important person in England. Blah blah blah. If Hitler found out that I was telling you this, he'd give me a first class ticket. You know what I mean?
He and I would both kill ourselves.
This is fucking ridiculous. This is gonna be a long one.
If I didn't actually tell you,
You mean if you hinted and I guessed?
right?
2 words.
To more hijinks.
First
these
word.
ladies.
Sounds like bison. No, water buffalo. Bull. Sitting bull. The Indians are coming. Oh, okay.
For sure, made in
devil.
America.
Sounds like devil. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, none of them even have a hint of a British accent.
Bevel, Chapel, Rebel, Neville. Oh, Neville! Oh, wait, I know who this is.
I mean, how would you even get there, lady? What a reach.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
I mean, in Hitler's defense, I kind of want to punch this lady in the face.
Well, now, let's not defend the Fuhrer too much. Yeah, this lady could be annoying, but that doesn't speak for everyone, is what Hitler never learned.
Oh, I didn't know she was Jewish.
No, it's very subtle.
Oh.
You can't quite tell.
I just thought he was a bad neighbor.
Swear and promise.
Right, of course.
May retribution curse my lips, and may all my
She
children
just
not
hiled.
marry somebody
She's
in
a
the
Jewish
professional
woman, and she just
classes.
fucking hiled.
Now, listen.
Say, Ava.
Do you think this is one they came up with the title first?
Because I might just have a go for him.
Like they said, Heil Honey I'm Home. Like, wouldn't that be wacky if Hitler was...
It's Friday night.
Yeah, write the show around that.
Must be someone more
Yeah.
exciting to be with than Hitler.
If there is, I sure ain't looking at him in this corridor.
So, tell me again, who's this big shot that's going around there?
His name is Neville Chamberlain. The British Prime Minister. Arnie, we should get to meet him.
Why?
You want Ruth should find a nice man so she don't need to stay with us?
No, I want Ruth should drop dead so she won't need to stay.
Hitler, the Prime Minister of England, and the Jewish couple next door are just going to break bread together.
This is like one of those blah 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 walks into a bar joke.
On each other.
Where do you get these ideas?
Honey, Ruth is always talking about how nice it would be to go to England.
So's Hitler, but he's not going to marry Chamberlain.
Trust me, Arnie.
Because
These things.
Hitler wanted to invade England.
Means getting rid of Ruth. Let's
That's the joke, you see.
Arnie, how can you not like that kid?
Okay, honey, I'll get it.
Wait a minute, I got a list. Hiya, Bub. Is he here yet?
Who?
And he always acting the clown, honey.
We baked him some Chelsea buns to make him feel at home.
Yeah, and here, a pot of Lord Grey tea.
I think back to your point earlier. I think the guy playing Hitler, they said, what if we cast you in the Ralph Cramden role on a hit sitcom on a British television network, and then he interrupted them and said, "I'll take it."
You might want to read it. Nope, I just got it.
Absolutely, no questions asked. I'm gonna be a star.
He shows up.
Wait a second.
Shows up the first day on, like, the first set is like Auschwitz, and he's like, "What is this?"
That, you know what? Now that would be a funny sitcom.
Making
about the
show?
guy who took the role of Hitler, and he has to do that, and then the series keeps getting picked up. Like, you think surely they're going to cancel it, but they never do.
I would love for Larry David to make that show.
That would be amazing.
Oh my God. Just like I just picture the guy playing Hitler in the show yelling just like at a Jewish business owner over some dispute that people get in, and like the paparazzi's shaking pictures of him. Like, oh, we got a regular Daniel Day-Lewis over here.
Oh, all right, let's continue.
Seen one Englishman? You seen them all, eh, Shorty?
You told her. I said, don't tell her. But still, Miss Big Mouth told her.
Adolf, I swear.
He's gonna backhand her and yell, "Fine."
She knew I got company. She saw me preparing the food, but I did not tell her who.
You sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
Okay.
How far in are we?
That's good. They don't.
12 minutes.
I'll give him this. I'm amazed we have not heard any German or Yiddish. I mean, I guess Heil, but
Yeah, but that's kind of like the joke.
yeah.
That's like one of those words that just transcends the language.
Right.
Like
yeah, we've heard no German or Yiddish yet. I'll give them that. They've stayed out of culturally appropriating, I guess.
Yeah, like none of that. Never mind.
Never mind. Well, all right, let's continue.
I was going to say something that would definitely come across wrong that I didn't mean, so I'm just going to not
Give me a
say
hint. Give me the genre.
Jewish. I was just going to.
All right, let's keep going. I trust your judgment.
Yeah.
So, Adolf, when's he due?
Who, Rosa?
You know.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You don't know Neville Chamberlain is coming here to Germany?
Looked at the camera.
Hey, Rosa.
No.
He did a Jim Halpert.
I just...
That'd be great if that's where you got it. Was this?
Well, he's the original. Yeah, this innovated a lot of television.
Chamberlain was coming. Spontaneously. Did you have a glass against the wall when you figured it out, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I was listening at the wall and...
To me, it's more amazing the lack of, like, obviously, the Jewish references and the Holocaust references are very offensive. It's more amazing to me that it's not littered with them.
I know. Well, maybe
because the points, then it's stranger. Like, obviously, it's wildly offensive. The whole premise is wildly offensive, but it's stranger to do this and have points where it's just a sitcom. You know what I mean? Where it's just a wacky couple bickering.
This is crazy.
Relax! Lighten up!
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I gotta think. Nice thoughts. Poland. The Sudetenland.
You see,
France.
the massacre that happened in Poland, the invasion of a country. It was a nice moment to think of. You
Then we
understand?
can bundle them back to their
Cargo trains.
What could be simple?
That was his donuts moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go in there and we punch their heads together.
Oh, Jesus.
What did he say? I missed that.
He's saying he's going to run in the living room and punch their heads together, but while he was doing the Heil Hitler.
Okay, boy, they were not subtle with that Heil sign. Huh?
No, they sure weren't.
Okay.
They were pretty liberal.
I'll do it your way.
Commies are
How's it
leftists.
hanging there, honey? Why don't I pour you a glass of schnapps? Yeah, you can tell us another one of those crazy catering stories.
You drink.
Easy there, Bub.
You
Wanna
drink
get
it
me
first.
rolling?
I'll drink it if you do, 80.
I'm saying it a wholesale nut distributor. Or was it the whole nut sale distributor?
More schnapps, honey.
Oh, what the heck? Fill her up, Blondie. I'm on a roll.
All right.
You're gonna be on a 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Oh, it's you, Joe, yeah?
That's got to be one of the 8 episodes. Hitler takes the train.
Joe, it's kind of hard to hear with you
And it's late.
in the background. What? Chamberlain caught an earlier flight, so you went out to the airport to meet him? Say again, Joe. I didn't quite catch that. You did what, Joe? Apparently wasn't so sure what the guy looked like, so he stood there with a large piece of cardboard with the guy's name written on it. Don't move, Joe. I'm coming right out there.
Okay, let's all go.
Just make sure that when I get back, they're gone, okay?
If you know what I mean.
Ruth says she's coming over just as soon
Show
as
him the
she's
sauna we had put in.
I bet Ruth's
Ava, the
exhausted
exterminator's
watching
number is on the fridge. If you know what I'm saying.
She'll be fine.
Oh, I got another one. You're gonna love this. You ready for this? Ready? Who's this? Who's this?
Gee, I win. Wonderful party. Good night.
No, it's not a monkey.
It's Ruth. You're so alive.
Just shit-faced?
Yeah,
It's not Ruth.
they're shit-faced on schnapps.
It's your mother.
At least it wasn't in Manischewitz.
My mother is not a monkey.
I say, Adolf, what would you call a polar bear with 3 balaclavas on?
I don't know, Neville. What do you call a polar bear with 3 balaclavas on?
Anything you like, because it can't hear you.
Now they're just putting in, like, hack,
Oh, no more Neville or a
knock-knock jokes, essentially.
What year did this come out?
1990.
business with goofball
1990?
when you arrived at the airport.
Oh my god!
You spelled my name
Well,
wrong
you know what? To be
anyway.
fair, yeah, that does seem late, but it would be weirder if it was like 1950.
No, I was thinking more like, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s.
It has that vibe. It's very. It has a similar look to it to like All in the Family or the Jeffersons or something. You know, the way the cameras are and everything.
Seinfeld, like Fresh Prince of Bel
And the
Air,
writing.
all those shows came out at the same time, and look how shittily this one's filmed.
Yes. Yeah.
They didn't have much of a budget, I would say.
Oh, don't get him started on Seinfeld, by the way.
He suddenly made up for it, though, with all those blonde chaps in their fancy dress
His act
uniforms.
stinks.
Oh, he's competing with you know who in the ratings.
They almost had me
That would've been
believing
fucking
it was
funny.
for real.
Yeah, they get me like
The show
that
about
every
this
time.
guy becoming Hitler is way better than this show.
That might be the best idea I've ever had.
It's a great idea.
Heil Honey I'm Home.
So the neighbor looked like he had a loofah stuck up his butt.
Is this the limey?
It could be a lot worse.
Meet
Believe
the
me.
fella.
Is this the limey?
Annie's friend, a shorty, is a friend of mine. Meet the wife.
Enchanté.
Oh, they speak French in England. I didn't know that.
Hey, go ahead, honey. Go for the big one.
She's a knockoff Edith Bunker.
Mr. Chamberlain, how about a pot of tea?
Oh, all right. Here goes. I'm a little teapot short. There's my spout. Will I get my steam up?
See, these are the moments I don't even. They're getting laughs, but it doesn't even make sense.
Because he's acting like the drunk people sober. And Hitler's getting mad.
2 drunken people in my living room who look very much like the Goldensteins.
Now, honey, listen, this could be your lucky break.
This is lucky. Out there with the Goldensteins is lucky.
Honey, listen, think about it.
Goldensteins.
What could be better than
It's not even Goldstein, it's Goldenstein.
Earth guy who has fun with his neighbor.
They thought that would be too on the nose, Goldstein. They wanted to be a little more subtle with it.
I'm a lucky guy.
I'm waiting for the guy to just be like, I'm going to take a schwitz. Say everything
Want to go for a nosh?
Great buddy. You should have warned me, though, Adolf.
Some gefilte fish.
I along a partner.
I'll give him this. If this is historically accurate, Hitler was a lot more lenient than they portrayed.
I started to think it was Mussolini.
Please don't do what I think you're gonna do.
Honey, it'll be fine.
I say, Adolf, old chap, do you think I could have a word with you in private?
Sure. Come on into the kitchen. So, what is it, buddy, huh?
Well, I was just wondering if you could do me a favor.
What is it? A girl?
Yeah.
You want me to fix you up?
Oh, Jesus.
I feel, well, we all feel, that you have been rather...
You don't want to see how Hitler gets you dates.
This Czechoslovakia nonsense, eh?
Ah, girl. You want me to fix you up?
It's just that I feel, well, we all feel, that you have been rather a naughty boy. All this Czechoslovakia nonsense, eh?
No, it was just having fun.
Oh, yes.
That's one way to describe it, Nevi.
But I have...
He said he was just having fun.
You've been a rather naughty boy. That's you ever see Gary Gulman's bit when he said he's talking about Hitler, and he said that he was talking to a friend and she was trying to think of the word atrocities and she couldn't come up with it. And she said, Hitler's shenanigans. And he goes, shenanigans? It's not even close. The Jews were a victim of Hitler's mischief. And that bit is pretty much what this is. If you reduced what Hitler did down to a lot of hullabaloo.
Got here a piece of paper. Here we are, yes. A document. Peace in our time.
Peace in our time.
You see, this guy...
He doesn't like the sound of that.
You won't be a naughty boy again.
Oh, so if I sign this, that guarantees I won't invade Europe.
Well, there's no need to sign it. Oh, just think about it. No point in spoiling the party. No rush.
Sure, Neville. Say, Neville.
Keep in mind, folks at home, this negotiation is over whether or not the main character of this program will invade Europe and kill, millions.
Boy.
By the way, Hitler just pickpocketed him and took the agreement out of his pocket there.
Ah, more of a Goldenstein move, if you ask me, huh, Adolf?
Sure, Neville. Say, Neville. What do you say to a small drink?
Watch, here comes the pickpocket.
Hello, small drink.
Got it.
Fly dog.
You kill me!
Boy, they don't use that one enough, huh?
Boy, you invade one little country. Everyone is on your back. Well, I ain't gonna be signing this thing.
You just throw it in an incinerator? Oh my God, he's got Hitler's fucking hat on. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Holy fuck. This is a Nazi conga line with Jews in it.
They were doing that, whatever that chair dance is.
I came, I saw, I conquered. I came, I saw, I conquered.
That was fun.
How deep are we into this?
We got 4-ish minutes left.
Okay, we're winding down. All right.
This is my niece, Ruth. Ruth, this is the British Prime Minister.
What is this? A secret Goldenstein?
She was under the floorboards.
Jesus Christ.
She's a bold piece of baggage, isn't she?
I ain't dating on Thursday, and there's a picture of the Berlin Plaza, and you could pick me up at 7:30 if you like.
Really?
Mind you, their target audience could have very well survived the Holocaust.
Oh.
You know, you figure this is what? 50 years after?
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
Appear to have mislaid my document. I better find it, or I shall look a bit of a ninny when I get back to number 10.
Hey, here you go, chips and dips for everybody.
Hey,
He put chips in Hitler's fucking hat.
Is it important? I can't make it out. It's all wet. Peas in our brine.
Let me have a look at that thing. Oh, peaches. Peaches in our tins.
No, that ain't it. I got it. Peace in our tin.
No! It's peace in our time!
Peace and all, huh? Adolf, old chap, you weren't trying to hide this, were you?
What if they won us over right here and it's just like a heartwarming story? It's like, wow, they really brought it all together at the end.
You know what? I won't do it.
My outfit. I'm just one of the boys. I'm a real fun guy. I mean, tell him. You know me.
Fun
Tell him
guy.
about me.
Well, you do have all those tanks and battleships you keep trying to hide.
Is this true?
Yeah, then there's all that talk of invading everywhere. The Rhineland, Sudetenland.
Shame on you. That's it.
Get out!
Wait, he's doing one of his funny routines.
Get out of my...
One of his funny routines. Oh, yes, that's how many people in Germany and Poland summed it up back then. One of his wacky bits.
Yeah, usually when he gets like that, the family trees start shrinking.
You walk up those stairs. You march.
Oh, he's doing one of his skits again.
And then what do we do?
You stay out, you cheapskate freeloaders.
Now that is.
Get out of here.
Boy, they really saved the racism for the end, huh?
1990, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's even more unbelievable.
Well, it seems like we got your card marked right after all, Adolf. You really are off the wicket, aren't you? You're mad, that's what you are. You are raving mad. No, don't try and deny it. You are a very, very naughty little Hitler. A naughty Hitler?
Fucking serious.
You kidding?
Put the knife in my heart. You realize that, Neville? I invite you into my apartment. I let you drink my schnapps. I introduce you to my charming neighbors. This is how you repay me. So, would a naughty Hitler sign this piece of paper?
Well,
Pen, please.
I like that they're all calling him a naughty Hitler. Like everyone's a...
It's a slap on the wrist.
Let bygone.
Were there nice Hitlers? Were there, you know?
Oh, God
naughty
damn.
little invasion plans, eh?
You're kidding, Neville. From now on, I'm the sweetest Mr. Nice Guy you know.
Yeah, thank you, yes. Well, I must be off now. Time for my dinner.
Oh, Neville, before you go, aperitif.
No, thanks. I've got a pair already.
I don't get that.
Said Paris something and it sounded like teeth, and he said he had a pair already.
Oh, meaning in his mouth.
Yes.
Well, this Neville Chamberlain is bombing. No, I mean, no, literally, no pun intended, but
How about that, babe?
that's the finale of the show.
Yeah.
Slick fury here.
Mr. Sausage.
Oh, hoochie coochie girl.
Jesus.
That was his, like, right to the moon, Alice.
Is there any post-credit?
I don't think so. I think we made it to the end, believe it or not.
Oh, how about that?
Don't humiliate the people that work behind the scenes. Take the credits off. They don't need their lives ruined any further.
Yeah.
Well, there it was, folks. We made it through. Heil Honey I'm Home, the one and only episode that ever aired. If you can find the other 7, feel free to send them our way.
Please.
If you liked this episode,
If you can find them, this will for sure be an 8-part series.
if you can find the other episodes, you can come on with us.
Yes.
And break down the next episode.
Yes. I like that a lot.
Thank you for sticking with us, folks. And to our Jewish contributors, I do apologize. I understand it was offensive. We, much like the people who wrote Heil Honey We're Home, we were trying to show the absurdity of life.
I feel like this show is trying to, tone down what this man actually did.
It wasn't so bad.
Oh, he's just a wacky neighbor in a fucking apartment building.
You got to read the way they describe this Jeff Atkinson's like. He's like, I don't understand. We weren't trying to be offensive at all. It's like, at least say you were trying to be shocking.
It would have been.
I don't even understand. What are you mad about?
It might have got like a second air date if they were making fun of Hitler, not the Jewish neighbors.
Right. If Arnie Goldenstein, which feels anti-Semitic to say, but that's his name.
Arnold.
If Arnie Goldenstein is the main character and he's got to deal with this curmudgeon Hitler next door, then I think we've got a show.
Yeah.
We should have been on the writing team for this. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to reboot Heil Honey We're Home.
No, I think we got to make the show. I thought the idea of the show about the actor making the show.
That could genuinely be a great idea.
That's what I mean.
That could be like the Room movie, you know?
Exactly. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Hitler.
Oh, all right, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. This was my favorite, I would say.
By,
I think we
like,
had the most fun on this one.
By leaps and bounds.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you can find any one of the other 7, and I don't want snippets. If you got to find a full episode. If you can find a full episode, you can join us for the breakdown of the next episode of Heil Honey I'm Home. But until then, we'll talk to you later, I guess.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
And I think to myself, wow, what a beautiful world. I see clouds of gray and clouds of white, the bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself,